came to me to share something about not knowing and uncertainty. I'll be very brief. This is a time of deep uncertainty, and it does have a way of shaking us at a human level, because at a human level we're kind of programmed to want to know, because that's what feels safe. And not knowing can be quite difficult to bear. We do a lot, we spend a lot of time trying to figure things out, trying to find out how this works, how that works, how to do this, how to do that, how to be in relationship, how to solve problems. It's endless, right? Our mind can get very busy with that, and it can be very wonderful too to find out about how things work. And at this time of COVID, so much is thrown into question, there's so much that we don't know, like when will we be able, or will we ever be able to live again the way we used to live before? Will the vaccines work? Who knows? Looks like they do, but are they going to get us back to life as we knew it before COVID? Who knows? And we'd like to know, we'd like to have some assurance about life, so that we, the kind of the human part of us feels safe and assured, and like we can trust life, we can trust what's happening. And the paradox is that it's actually truer, more true to our being if we're in a state of not knowing, because it's a state of, the mind is just open in a state of not knowing. It doesn't have a concept or an idea that it's holding on to. It just doesn't know, And in that not knowing, there's an openness and possibly even a vastness. And we can recognize that as more true and rest in that, despite the body kind of going, what's happening? I don't know. The body always wants to know. Fear always wants to know, wants to be reassured. But at the core of our being, there can be rest and peace in not knowing. So the situation where we don't know a lot of things that we used to know and used to take for granted, we can take that as an invitation to not know, as an invitation to breathe into the instant kind of urge that wants to know, you know, and experience that for what it is. It's like a kind of gut response to not knowing. But as we experience that for what it is, and we let that kind of do in our bodies what it does, there's a part of us that isn't disturbed by that agitation and by that urge, that can rest even as the body wants to know, even as the human being wants to know, the embodied being wants to know. There's a beingness that doesn't need to know, that is quite content. Although that's a kind of more of a human description than a being description. There's a being that just rests in itself. And when you rest in this being, then you just keep finding out how life plays out, you know. It's like you don't have to know, you just keep finding out. Oh, it's like this or like that. Oh, okay. And there's an openness in that that's very alive and very open, you know. So that's what's possible. And whenever you get into this urge to want to know and to figure things out and to, you know, when you feel that agitation that needs to know, you know, there's always a possibility of breathing and just allowing yourself to feel that with kindness, with compassion even, and to find out what isn't agitated by that not knowing. So that's the invitation. And you can find out for yourself that it's possible to follow that invitation and to open to not knowing in a way that actually feels true, that is true, because that is our truth, closer to our truth, which is an openness, an open beingness.